Megan Thee Stallion needs to be in the same prison that they're trying to send Diddy to. She needs to be in the same prison that Tory Lanez just got stabbed up in 14 times. The doctor said it was a miracle that he's even alive right now. Just got stabbed a couple of days ago, a week ago in prison. He's in the hospital right now. Okay. And then this news comes out. All of this is it's like a movie. They're trying to hide it.
Why should Megan be in prison?
She's a liar.
She made a false accusation.
She did not make a false accusation.
How did she not make a false accusation?
So why didn't her friend say that I shot her?
Tory is and again, I think Tory has already received he has already received the punishment that he should have received, because he is trying to take up for 2 whores of Babylon. And
God.
and Tory Lanez, there's been an update in the Tory Lanez case with Megan Thee Stallion and her friend. So Kelsey is the friend, okay? Her bodyguard broke silence, claims that the friend, Kelsey, shot Megan Thee Stallion, and he stayed quiet to protect her. Again, that's the bodyguard.
That was the friend that was in the vehicle,
right?
So that got out, and they were running together or fighting.
They were
outside?
fighting, right.
And,
So
okay.
So Megan Thee Stallion found out that Tory was smashing
her friend.
He knew that. She knew that, but was smashing the white girl that they were leaving the party from. Okay, so Tory and Megan was already arguing about that. Apparently, Kelsey probably jumped in or something, and then they got into an argument. They're driving, right? So they had to stop the car, get out, and then that's when Megan Thee Stallion. I keep telling people she's huge. I've seen her in person one time. She's huge. So Kelsey, instead of fighting, I'm not going to fight you. So she grabbed the gun, and boom, boom, boom. Now, I don't know how any of this wasn't permissible in court, but you have the eyewitness, the one witness that said he saw the 2 women fighting and whatever. He did not, and the 2 men break it up. He didn't see any man shoot a gun, grab a gun, touch a gun. There's also Tory Lanez's prints are not on the gun. Not only that, they only took DNA of Tory Lanez. They didn't take DNA of anybody else there. So it's not like they were trying to find out who actually shot it. They're just painting him as the shooter.
Well, why him?
Huh?
Why him?
That's a good question. And that's what they're trying to figure out. But those are facts of the case.
Well, he was the soft target.
And Megan Thee Stallion said he's the one that shot me from the very beginning. So he's the one that shot me, and then she went on this long tirade of, you got to protect black women. And let me land here. Let me land here, because I've been on this for a while, and clearly, she's like, I think there's so much that I think about this, but number one, Megan Thee Stallion needs to be in the same prison that they're trying to send Diddy to. She needs to be in the same prison that Tory Lanez just got stabbed up in 14 times. The doctor said it was a fucking miracle that he's even alive right now. Just got stabbed a couple of days ago, a week ago in prison. He's in the hospital right now. Okay. And then this news comes out. All of this is like a movie. They're trying to hide it.
Why should Megan be in prison?
She's a liar.
She made a false accusation.
She did not make a false accusation.
How did she not make a false accusation?
So why didn't her friend say that I shot her?
Tory is and again, I think Tory has already received he has already received the punishment that he should have received, because he is trying to take up for 2 whores of Babylon. And God. And that's his problem. He wanted to be a real man and a real guy, and I'm going to protect, black women.
He was not protect. He was dogging her out almost immediately.
He's protecting Kelsey, because Kelsey is the one that shot Megan.
But why would you, if you know that you're going to go to jail, why wouldn't you just say, look, this is the person that did it. I had nothing to do with it.
Some men are really sick in the head with protecting women. And I must protect
garbage.
This. And then they go even further, like, I got to protect black women and I'd rather go to jail versus you going to jail. And also you got to remember he was romantically involved with both of them, right? So in his mind, he's protecting a woman. I'll go and I'll take this. I'm a man, and I'm, he's a rapper, so he's like a thug guy.
If there was no evidence, like he was found, and I'm not saying everything. Well, yeah, in this particular case, he was found guilty. he was always saying that he was not
The one
he
that
didn't
shot
do
her.
it, right?
Yeah, and so they're like,
but
well,
there's
who did it?
evidence to either there was evidence to support it or there was no evidence.
There
to
was
support
no
it.
evidence. There was no evidence to support it, but they had Megan Thee Stallion's claim that she's pointing directly at him. He's not pointing at anyone. That's the evidence that they have, and that's what sent them. But literally,
she
they have
said that he shot her. So
Yes.
I mean, and he didn't deny it.
He did deny it.
He did deny it.
He did deny it. He's always denied it from day one to now. He just never put a name on it on who did shoot her. She knows who shot her. Her bodyguard knows who shot her. Kelsey's bodyguard knows who shot her. Everybody knows who shot her. And Megan Thee Stallion, and they still went along with Megan Thee Stallion's lie. That's why Kelsey and Megan Thee Stallion, they're both whores of Babylon. And you cannot go
disagree with you on
down
that.
protecting whores of Babylon. And that is his mistake. He's already paid for it almost dearly. But now it's over. Let's get him home and let's replace him with Megan.
Why would Megan go? If she didn't shoot herself, then why wouldn't you say Kelsey goes to jail?
Yeah, if they
Kelsey's
both,
the one that's
they
guilty.
Both. But if you make a false accusation against somebody, like there was a woman who it was like I think he was a high school football guy. He was like a 5-star guy.
Yeah, the one that went to jail for 10 years.
Right.
Yeah.
That girl should go to jail for that.
So you think that she would just she could not have been, because she got shot in the foot,
Yeah.
right, away from the vehicle, from what I remember, and she said that he leaned out the vehicle and he shot her.
Yeah. Dance.
Is that
bitch,
not
dance.
a plausible? That's not plausible.
But what
in
I'm
your-
saying is,
in your
if
mind?
that is not true, and there's a guy saying it's not true, if she went along with a false story that resulted in the imprisonment of an innocent person, she should be held accountable for that.
She
I think
must.
she's already gotten shot. I think that's enough.
That is nowhere near enough.
No.
I'm just that's why
It's nowhere near enough.
I think the person who shot her should go to jail, and
I agree with you,
serve.
but
yeah,
if-
they both should be in
if-
there.
But I don't think that the victim should be.
You
not a
don't
victim.
you don't
not a
think the
victim.
woman that made a false accusation on Emmett Till should go to jail?
That's not the same situation.
It is.
Why
No,
is
it's
that?
100%
It's
is.
not the same. Why is it not the
100% it is.
Because she was never.
It is
the woman
a
who-
false accusation of a crime.
well,
that
I don't-
results in
see, I
somebody
guess 'cause I
dying
don't
or getting
believe
in
that it's
prison.
a fault. I believe Megan. I believe.
Then
that's
just
what
stand on
happened.
that. And
Yeah,
but
I
what
believe Megan.
but why we're saying if there's a false accusation
Yeah.
that resulted in imprisonment, which we had in Emmett Till, resulted in death. Forget about imprisonment, and people should be held accountable for that.
Well, I agree with that, but I think
Yeah.
that's an extreme.
It's not an
example.
extreme.
Not
It's
extreme.
it's
Yeah,
not
I
extreme
just
at all.
don't agree.
It's an event that
Because
actually happened. It's not extreme.
She was a victim of a crime. Megan was a victim of a crime. What's her name? Bryant wasn't a victim of a crime. She was just a wicked, evil, racist woman who knew that if she said that
That's what
a
to-
black
that's what
boy
Megan
said
is.
something to her, her husband would kill her.
Megan is a wicked,
No.
racist liar, or not racist, but
No,
she
I
put an
disagree.
innocent black man in prison. That's something. If it ain't a racist, it ain't the term. It's a term out there for it, and she knows that he's innocent. That's the worst part, and she's
I
not.
just don't. I watched the documentary that she did or whatever.
Did
it
you
was.
watch her answer questions with Gayle King?
No, I did not watch that.
Oh, go
She
back, go
was
and watch
simply asked, "Did you have sex with Tory Lanez?"
Uh-huh.
And she couldn't answer that question without being deceitful.
that.
like,
But what does that have to do with him shooting her, though?
Because that's who she is.
Oh, okay. Well, I disagree. I think
And-
with respect to what happened, I believe her. I think that he shot her, and
then-
they were
and-
all drinking, and it got out of hand, and he shot her.
But okay, so if he shot her, and we're in year whatever, we're in the new age of whatever technology and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How can they not have found any of his prints on the gun? How is not one iota of his DNA on any of the fragments or anything, like anything attached to that? And that was displayed in court. It was. Like, it's not something that was way after the fact. These are facts of the case. Like that means something.
So how? What did the
that don't
what
make
did
that
the
doesn't make
jury-
you question it a little bit?
What did the jury base their decision on?
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? A lot of people were paid off. I believe all of this. Now with this new story coming out, I believe a lot of this. That Jay-Z and the label stepped in, paid off a lot of people. Because
Wasn't he on the label with Megan?
No.
Or he's on a different label?
no,
Oh,
he's on
okay.
a different label, and all of that. I believe all of that stuff, and you know, and like I said, man, again, he shouldn't have protected the friend. I agree with that, and that's his mistake, and he's living with that mistake. 14 stab wounds, damn near dying. Okay, but once they hype it like they're getting this back in court, and once this goes to, hey, he didn't shoot her and this and that, and now they've already started spinning. So now Megan Thee Stallion's reps, they had a video out today, and he was saying, oh, you know, you some people go out and get wasted and they forget everything that happened the next day, and you know, there's possible that you don't know what happened. Like, get the
So
fuck
they're
out of here.
Stepping back from what she said.
That wasn't Megan. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
reps that
Just in
represent
general. Okay.
Megan, and that's letting me know where they're gonna go next time they get in court, because this is like they can't fight this evidence and the witness that's gonna stop the stand unless they try to kill him, and it's like that's nowhere near good enough. If that like they can't come with that shit there. Oh, she was so drunk and she just forgot and this get the F-U-C, you know what out of here.
One of my problems that I always had with this case, though, is that there were a lot of holes in the case that were never fully addressed or dealt with. But even accepting if he did shoot her in the foot in what, to me, it's not even controversial that this was a bunch of drunken people getting out of hand.
Right.
Under, however you want to split that. Shoots her in the foot. The 10-year sentence was absurd for that.
To begin with.
That was just beyond absurd.
Was that in Texas?
Not the California, no, or no?
That's a good question.
Okay.
I know
I
because
can't remember.
Megan is
Yeah.
from and in Texas.
But I thought it was that, like, what one of the...
It might have been California because it's one of the
Was it
famous
like a
white girls'
Jenner
houses.
party or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
So I'd assume it, yeah. But I thought the sentencing was ridiculous for what transpired.
I agree with that. I think
Even
that
even if you accept that he did it under those circumstances.
right.
But
I feel
again,
like if they were all
with
under
the
the
with
influence, then there was no intent. So it was clearly an accident, or like I don't think that a 10-year sentence is warranted based on
agreed.
on those facts.
And then there was legitimate questions about the evidence and who saw what and who didn't.
Yeah.
And that I really don't think the jury did a very good job at all on this.
Well, the prosecutor, why would they even take that to trial?
To make headlines, be a celebrity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a high-profile case with these young
But
stars.
it is curious that this comes to light after he gets stabbed.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, to me, it also speaks to like an element of guilt that now that the guy damn near dies, oh, wait, let me try and say what I could say to get
Yeah,
him
the
out of here.
bodyguard. Yeah, the bodyguard.
Yeah.
Like shame on him too for whatever.
Yeah,
saying
but
he's
I
trying
mean,
to protect
this
you too.
this whole the timing of this reeks of some sort of guilty conscience mentality on his part.
Yeah. And he's talking about he's trying to protect, Kelsey too. Everybody's trying to protect the whores of Babylon. They need to stop the protection. That is the problem. Let's protect. I'm all for protecting real women and women who sensible women. But all whores of Babylon need to be outcasted and taken away from fucking
I think
society. That's what needs to happen. And it needs to start with these two. Make an example out of these two. Once the results come in, let's send them away for 15 to 20 years. Like whenever, and I understand this is a new thing, but this needs to happen because over the course of time, there has been a lot of different instances where women just simply lie on men and get them incarcerated or get them jammed up and things like that. For the sexual assault and this and that and all of that is true. Those men should be, whatever, take them to jail, remove their nuts and all of that stuff. But for the ones that lie on the men, the successful men, even when Tory gets out, even because this is going to happen, when this new evidence and other things like that, his whole career is fucking gone. He's 25, 24, 20, whatever, however old Tory. I know he's been on the scene for a little while. I may have his age a couple of years back. It's over with. It's just like Diddy.
I don't agree with that. I think he's gonna, because there are people like you that are like, just gonna be.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy the album. I'm gonna be at the concerts. I'm gonna buy the shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
There's like people that are gonna be like, Tory Lanez is back.